Look with this. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay, bet. All right, so we good. We in there. We in there. Um, Shout out to everybody joining me right now. We got some stuff to discuss. But before we do that, if you are watching right now, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. Also, let me go ahead and promote this via social media to let everybody know that I am live. Give me a second. Give me just a second. Let's see. Because we about to talk about some stuff. For real, for real. You already see the headlines. Now, click the link in my bio. All right. Almost there. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Just trying to get, if you're up in here right now, hit the like button. Because we got some stuff to discuss. Let me make sure I add this link to my bio on Instagram. I got to do it the old-fashioned way, you know. Okay, boom. I'm gonna put this link in my bio on Instagram. Because your girl Jada is wilding out. All right, and let me put this on Facebook. I'm almost done. All right. All right. So, greetings, everybody. This is your guy Jay Red from Red's View. Like I said, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView and also follow me on Instagram at JAYR3D, or you can follow me on TikTok at JAYR3D. Now, there's been some stuff going on in the news and the media. The first thing that I want to talk about is the whole AKA situation with Amanda Seales. Now, for those who haven't been watching the show Insecure, I think the season premiere was the other day. I think it was on Sunday. And I didn't watch the episode. However, I did hear about it. You know, Insecure, I think this is its last season. They're not going to renew it after this, so they're going out with a bang. But what happened was you had Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales, you know her just from being in the news. She talks about different things politically, and she's also an actress. So she portrayed a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Otherwise, they're known as AKAs. I'm friends with plenty of AKAs. I've dated AKAs. I'm even related to AKAs. I love AKAs. Women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Now that is they were the first sorority of the Divine Nine. And for those who don't know who the Divine Nine is, you know, you got the Alphas, you know, men of Alpha Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. You got Kappa Alpha Psi. You got Zeta Phi Beta, Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta, Delta Sigma Theta, and Omega Psi Phi, right? And it may be somebody else I'm missing. I'm tripping right now. Didn't I say Kappa Alpha Psi? I said the news, right? But anyway, so the Divine Nine is made up of 9 Greek organizations, Greek letter organizations, and you can find them on your HBCU schools, campuses, and everything like that. So these organizations are very prestigious, right? There are a lot of different things that go into play that people from college can tell you about, and people from that are even in college or didn't go to college can actually tell you about. But the whole thing was Amanda Seales portrayed, because she's not an AKA, but she portrayed being an AKA on the show Insecure. Now, I'm not sure what the character's name was, but you could see her actually wearing the letters, right? First, I thought that she was just wearing the pink and green. You know what I'm saying? But because that was all in the news. Like I just saw on my timeline, Amanda Seales, aka. And I'm looking and I'm like, okay, obviously she's not an AKA, but she portrayed a character who was a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the show Insecure. Now that sparked a lot of controversy because since she's not a member of the organization, a lot of members of the organization felt like she shouldn't have been wearing the paraphernalia, wearing the colors, all that stuff, if she's not really an AKA. Now, I looked at this from two angles, right? So, of course, if you look at it from the acting standpoint, you know, of the theatrics, like, okay, because I'm an actor myself. And as an actor, you know, you portray a certain character that's in the script. Now, that character isn't you 110%. Now, parts of you can be in that character, but you're not playing like J Red will be playing Stefan or something. Like I'm not Stefan in actuality or reality, but I'm portraying the character. So if you're talking about portraying the character in it, I get that aspect of it, right? Amanda Seales even came out and said that she's not an AKA, but she was portraying her character as an AKA, right? And I get that aspect of it. Now, my thing is the biggest problem that I had was not because she was wearing the colors. It's because she was wearing the paraphernalia, meaning the shield, the AKA shield. And she was also wearing the letters. Like she had a cardigan on with the letters and the shield. So I'm looking at it like, you know, that's too far. And for anybody who doesn't think it's too far, you know, respect to the AKs, because there was some AKs that didn't agree with it. And I felt the same way as them, right? But the thing is, you got to look at it from the perspective of somebody who actually paid to be a part of the organization and went through a process of being a part of that particular organization. So the thing is, the shield represents something. A while ago, last year, was it last year or the year before last? Boosie actually wore a Kappa Alpha Psi shirt. Now, he didn't wear the shield, but he wore a Kappa Alpha Psi shirt. And I made a couple of videos about it, and I was complaining about it, and folks were like, oh, get over it. He didn't know, but damn that, okay? If somebody wears the organization's letters or the organization's paraphernalia anyway, you know, like it feels like a slap in the face. So a lot of AKAs felt a certain type of way, and they voiced their opinion on social media. And the whole thing is you had you had some people, some AKAs that were saying this case, she's just acting and everything like that. But like I said, my big thing was she was actually wearing the letters and wearing the shield. Now, I had to think about it. Like I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Yo, right? So I had to put myself in that perspective. Like if it was an actor portraying, like a gentleman portraying a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and he had the letters on, I would feel offended if that happened because he didn't go through that process. You're better off actually just getting somebody that is a member of that organization that happens to be an actor to portray that. You can't do that with these letters. You know, we go hard for these letters, man. People go through different processes. People pay a lot of money to be a part of these organizations. And like I said, as a member of a Greek letter organization myself, I felt offended. And I'm not even an AKA, you know, but how they felt about this particular individual, Amanda Seales, putting on the letters, it really did feel like disrespect and a slap in the face. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about it. As far as I want to know who is Greek, who went to HBCU, who crossed Kappa, Sigma, Omega, Delta. Let me know, you know, how y'all feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could look at it from the actor's lens of, okay, they're just portraying a character, but I don't know. I felt a certain type of way about that. And AKA Alpha Kappa Alpha, they even released a statement saying that Amanda Seales and Insecure, it was unauthorized. It was unauthorized because that's what I was thinking at first. I'm like, okay, I'm quite sure they had to have been in contact with that particular organization and before they even started filming it. Like, so the thing is, should we? A lot of people are upset at Amanda Seales, but should you be upset at Amanda Seales, or should you be upset at Insecure, the production company behind it? I just don't see how this happened, because somebody was saying that this is a way for it to promote sorority, Greek letter sororities and fraternities, but that's BS, because these prestigious organizations have been around for literally a century. I can say that for Kappa Alpha Psi, for Alpha Phi Alpha and Alpha Kappa Alpha, and Delta Sigma Theta. I'm trying to think if everybody else reached their centennial, but so you shouldn't have to promote that. And I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I think that we shouldn't really be mad. Well, put it like this. So on HBCU campuses, right? Not just HBCU campuses, but different colleges and universities, you have what you call GDIs. GDIs are known as goddamn individuals. Okay. Now, if I was a GDI, knowing about how prestigious these organizations are and what you got to do to get in them and all that other stuff, right? I wouldn't even feel comfortable putting on those particular letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wouldn't even feel right. So, like me, for example, now I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, right? But if me being an actor, if somebody was like, hey, we want you to portray Martin Luther King, and if you are going to be Martin Luther King, we want you to throw on an Alpha Phi Alpha shirt because he was an alpha. Now, I would look at it like, I don't know if I could actually do that. I don't know if I could throw on the shirt. Maybe I could wear the colors, but I don't think that I could wear the letters. And a lot of people who have something to say about it are those GDIs, the goddamn individuals, or people who don't really understand what it is like to have letters or be in those Greek letter organizations. It's a different ball game, man. So I blame not the writers, but I blame just the whole production behind it. Something should have been done about that. Like, I don't see how that happened. But like I said, Alpha Kappa Alpha actually released a statement on it, saying that it was unauthorized. So we'll just see what happens with that. My big question is, what is next from that? Like, will the character that Amanda Seales portrays, is she wearing more colors? Is she wearing more letters? That's what I'm really excited to see. Like, how far is this gonna go? So y'all can let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. But I wasn't really feeling that. Couple other things I want to talk about. So Boosie has been in the news because he went off on Lil Nas X again. Now, what Lil Nas X did provoke Boosie, but let me see if I can pull up what Boosie actually said. Let's see. Okay, Boosie, Lil Nas X. Y'all gotta look at this one, man. What did he say? So he was in the news. They said that he, it was homophobic tweets, which the tweets were, it was pretty bad. I'm trying to see if I could pull it up. I don't feel like looking for it right now, but basically Lil Nas X got on his own live and was saying that, hey man, I got to track a Lil Boosie. Knowing that anytime Boosie is provoked, he's going to speak his mind. So what ended up happening? Lil Nas X said he got a show with him, and Boosie went in on him saying, called him the F word. I'm not gonna drop the F bomb on here, but he did say that. What I'm saying? He went off on Lil Nas X, and I wish that Boosie wouldn't have got provoked to actually do that, and he shouldn't have paid Lil Nas X any attention. All right, like Lil Nas X is known for being a troll, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. You can't let him reel you in to where you say more things that are looked at as homophobic, because you can't be dropping the F-bomb like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do understand that Boosie was provoked and Lil Nas provoked him, but come on, man, you got to do better than that. But also recently in the news, who was it? Lil Nas X's father actually has something to say to Lil Boosie about that. I keep calling him Lil Boosie. The man's name is Boosie, not Boosie Badass. But I don't know how many of y'all actually seen that. Do you think that this is a good question? Do you think that Boosie is actually homophobic, or do you feel like Boosie just doesn't like Lil Nas X and Lil Nas X's antics? What do you think about that? Because I don't really think that Boosie is quote unquote homophobic. He does say homophobic slurs, but he just doesn't know how to conduct himself, in my personal opinion. Because like you said, his manager is gay. They were gay. He gave people opportunities in his movie, My Struggle. You know, in the prison scene, he got some gay people playing roles and different things like that. So I don't think that he's homophobic, but I do think that he really needs to have better PR, or just he got to learn proper protocol, man. You can't be dropping the F-bombs like that. So that's crazy. Another thing I want to talk about. How many of y'all seen Nori? So Nori, shout out to Nori from CNN, Capone and Noriega, right? He was in the news saying that back in 1998, that he was the hottest rapper at the time besides DMX. Besides DMX, now he said that he was the hottest artist from 1998. So I looked at, I was like, okay. So I clicked on the video to see what he was talking about, and you said, I think it's just you think he's just irritated because of Lil Nas X, but he didn't have to call him. Yeah, I agree, man. Piggybacking off of what you just said, Trio. He didn't have to call him the F-bomb. I'm not gonna say it on here, but he shouldn't have called him the F-bomb. I think he just don't like Lil Nas X for sure, but that doesn't give you you shouldn't be dropping the F-bomb like that. I can't co-sign that. I really can't co-sign that. But I'm not in that situation. I can only say what I would do in it. I would ignore him, you know what I'm saying? Or if I would cuss him out, I'll do that. But I don't know, I'm not Boosie. You know what I'm saying? Boosie got a different opinion from me. You know what I'm saying? So just like this, if you walking down the street and you get slapped, right? Say if just a person just slaps you, people are going to react differently. Some people may pull out their gun and shoot you, right? Some people may throw hands on you. Some people may walk away, but we never know what people are going through. Somebody could have lost their mama, somebody could have lost their job or whatever. So my thing is, if you violate an individual, put your hands on them or say anything negative towards them, they're going to react. You know what I'm saying? But I can't co-sign him using the F-bomb. I can't say that. But anyway, let me go back to the Nori thing. So Nori said that he was the hottest rapper in 1998. Now, the thing is, he said that besides DMX, if you look at the first week sales, he had the highest first week sales. I forgot how much he actually said, but in 1998, you got to think Jay-Z was out, DMX was out, Big Pun, Silk the Shocker. Those are like some of the hottest artists in 98. Honestly, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, I didn't even know who Nori was until Nothing came out. Homeboy, I came to party. Your girl was looking at me. That's the first time I knew who he was. Now, I wasn't heavily into rap at that particular time in 98. Plus, I was young. But that's the first time I really heard of him. So for him to say that he was, I remember DMX. I remember Silk the Shocker. I remember Big Pun. Nori, I don't know if I remember him in 98. So he's saying that he had the highest first week sales. But I mean, I remember Jay-Z. I remember everybody else but him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not trying to discredit him into, how he feels that he was. You know what I'm saying? But what you think? Do you think that he was the hottest rapper in 98? Hopefully we will, some of y'all was born in during that year and to know, but I think that he was tripping on that one, man. He did say that besides DMX, he was the hottest one, but I don't think so. I think Nori was tripping. Also, what I want to talk about, let's talk about the Meek Mill. So Meek Mill, let me pull this up. I'm gonna have to pull this up. Meek Mill was tripping about his record label deal. All right. He claims that his label hasn't paid him. All right. Now, whether Warner Brothers or Maybach Music, I'm not sure. But he says that his record labels didn't pay him. His record label. He said, I haven't got paid from music, and I don't know how much money labels make off me. I need lawyers ASAP. He went on to say that he plans on revealing his deal to the public and expose the alleged bad business being done. Now, this is what I gotta say about it. All right. You said I didn't know Nori till Super Thug. What? Yeah, that Super Thug song. Yeah, man. I mean, I heard of that song, but I didn't know who Nori was. I just remember that song. But I want to speak on this Meek Mill situation. So Meek Mill, all right. I'm not sure, when did he sign his deal? Maybe with Maybach. I forgot. But anyway, this is the thing, man. We've got too many reasons for us to be on our game as hip hop artists and as musicians anyway, artists, right? We've seen the TLC story. We've seen the Temptations. We've seen so many different movies and documentaries about how artists get raped by the record label, you know, when they sign their name on the dotted line. Because more than likely, these artists are young as hell and they're just ready to be off the streets, you know, and you're ready to get famous, ready to get on TV and different things like that. But somebody in Meek Mill's era, right? Meaning like from like 2010 on up, we've had too many examples to see what can go wrong. And I just don't feel like that's a solid excuse anymore, man. Anytime I see these rappers out here talking about some, man, my label ain't paying me, it's like, dude, did you read over your paperwork? You know, you put your name, you signed your name on that dotted line. Nobody put a gun to your head and made you do that. So you should have attorneys sitting with you. You should have consultants. You should have all this, you know, all these people, professionals that can help steer you in the right direction to get the record label, the record deal that you want. How in the hell are you signing these shitty ass deals? And then this is what happens. You see them blazing with singles, going platinum, all this other stuff. And then I kid you not, it's always 5 to 10 years later, you see discrepancies with the record label. But I just feel like an artist of Meek Mill's era, like we too wise for that. You know, ever since Master P came in the game and Jay-Z came in the game, you've been showed examples of like the blueprint to how to get money in rap. And if you over here signing these type of deals to where you're not getting paid, you got to point the finger at you. You got to be responsible for you at the end of the day. Now, like I said, you need to have legal representation present while you're signing these deals. Like I said, we've had too many examples of what to see, what goes wrong. Like I said, TLC, you can watch their documentary and their movie. After I watched that, even as a child, I always thought like, man, I got to have somebody with me if I'm ever going to sign the deal. Like, why would you put your name on the dotted line if you're not 100% sure about it? You know what I'm saying? And when is it going to get to the point to where we stop? I mean, of course, we know the record industry is shitty. We know that they rape the artists. They don't give the artists what they deserve. So my thing is, why even sign the deal? Or if you are going to sign the deal and you know what, like you read all the paperwork or with your attorney and you are aware of what it is, then how come you're complaining about it? You know what I'm saying? Sign the deal. Do what you do, and you know, I know he did have issues. I'm talking about Meek Mill for everybody tuning in. I'm talking about Meek Mill. Meek Mill came out and said that, you know, he has discrepancies with his label. He hadn't got paid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I guess he feels like exposing them is going to make them look bad. But I'm just pointing the fingers, man. Like I can't co-sign that no more. I think it's messed up. But you should get. And if it is a situation to where they're supposed to pay you and they didn't, just take them to court. You know, take them to court. I hope it does get worked out, but I'm just tired of seeing the same shit, man. These artists always complain about their deals and all this other stuff. The only way you should complain about your deal is if your record label is in breach of contract, meaning that everything that you signed, they didn't do. You know what I'm saying? That you signed this and y'all came with an agreement, but I don't know, shit, they promised you a tour and you didn't go on tour or just whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's been too many free games given to still be getting played. I agree, man. Too much. And you got artists. This is the thing, man. Nowadays, you got artists, OGs in the game that you can go talk to. Master P's phone is always available. You know, he's always been telling folks that. He goes on the Breakfast Club like every year talking about independence. You got your big homie, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, that you could go to and consult with and all that other stuff. So, you know, like I said, if the label is in breach of contract, I get it. But if they're not, and you're just looking at your paperwork and be like, oh, I ain't got paid for music, that sob story is over with, man. Like, I ain't trying to hear all that. So I hope everything gets resolved with them. But like I said, I'm tired of hearing that shit, man. Next, I want to talk about this French Montana situation. So there was a post somebody made about French Montana with Squid Game. Now, who's seen Squid Game? Hit that like button. Well, hit the like emoji or whatever. Let me know in the comment section if y'all seen Squid Game. I saw it. I didn't binge it, but I watched. It took me like 3 days, and I finished the whole thing. Great series, by the way. So with Squid Game, it's a game. It's a death game. It's a death, like life or death, right? And they'll have something saying, "Hey, red light, green light. In order for you to survive, you got to play red light, green light, and win towards the end. If you lose, you die, right?" So somebody had brought up a French Montana Squid Game, and they said, name a French Montana. What was it? Name 10 French Montana songs without features on them that were hits. Oh man, it was bad. It was bad. And let me pull this up. French Montana Squid Game. Where is it at? Squid Game. I don't know why my typing is all the way off. All right, so French Montana actually responded to it, but yeah. So it said for the next game you need to name 5. My bad. It said for the next game you need to name 5 French Montana songs without features. Right now, everybody knows French Montana. French Montana is a hit maker, but he's the rap version of DJ Khaled, meaning that he collabs a lot. You know, he gets a lot of people on his records, and all of his hits really are features. So he responded because people were laughing at it. Like, people were like, okay, I'm gonna die because I can't name 5 French Montana records that were hits that weren't features, right? He responded to it, and he actually named some songs. Now, I'm gonna name the name of these songs, and you tell me out of the list that I'm gonna name how many that you actually know or have you heard of. All right. So French Montana, he said, Ain't Worried About Nothing, Sanctuary, Fuck With Me, Get Bag, Don't Panic, Shot Caller, Everything's a Go, Famous, Devil Want My Soul, Henny and My Fofo, What It Looked Like, Salam Alaikum, Assalamu Alaikum, Hotel Bathroom, I'm So Special, Water. Now, out of everything that I just named, how many of them have you heard of? All right. How many? I'm gonna name them again. These are French Montana solo records that he says that are hits, because the Squid Game has said name 5 French Montana records that didn't have features on them. So he said, I Ain't Worried About Nothing, Sanctuary, Fuck With Me, Get Bad, Don't Panic, Shot Caller, Everything's a Go, Famous, Devil Want My Soul, Henny and My Fofo, What It Looked Like, Salam Alaikum, Hotel Bathroom, I'm So Special, and Water. Only know 3 of them you named. Thank you. Thank you, Trio. I only know 3 of them too. And that's Shot Caller, Ain't Worried About Nothing, and what was that other one? What's the other one? Yeah, Ain't Worried About Nothing. Damn. Or maybe it's just 2. Shot Caller. Yeah. Shot Caller, Ain't Worried About Nothing. Now, Shot Caller wasn't even a hit, It was, well, let me take that back. I'll give him that. It wasn't a big hit, but it was a New York hit. And Ain't Worried About Nothing was a hit. But those are probably like the only two I can name you without the features. Other than that, nothing but features. Nothing but features. So I thought that was real funny that he got upset about that or whatever. But yeah. But I mean, that's okay, man, because you got some people who are artists that can conduct compilation albums, and they can hit, they're hit makers because they know how to pull in different people in order to make hits. I think The Game is like that. The Game, great rapper, but if you look at his albums, filled with features, so it is what it is. I thought that was funny with French Montana. Now, one thing that's also funny that I want to talk about before I get to the, we're gonna talk about the Jada and Will thing in a minute. But what's real funny is Michael Myers. Michael Myers is in the news because he's labeled homophobic. They call Michael Myers the serial killer, the psychopath serial killer that has had plenty of movies with the Halloween series, right? Halloween just had another movie that came out. And boy, oh boy, Michael Myers has been labeled homophobic for killing a gay couple in the Halloween movie. So now, since they were a gay couple and he killed them, that makes him homophobic. Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I mean, Michael Myers seems like he don't give a fuck who he kills. He gonna kill it. He kills everybody. I don't think that he really discriminates on who he kills. If he's a serial killer, he's a killer. How would he be homophobic for killing someone? I mean, he kills black people, white people, short, tall people, whatever. So please tell me that the LGBT community is trolling. I think that they really trolled on that one. From my understanding, it was two firefighters that were together. I want to say, right? And he killed them, and they were talking about he's homophobic because he killed them. That shit is hilarious. So a psycho killer, if you go around killing everybody and it happens to be a gay couple, you're homophobic for actually killing them. That's wild. Did y'all saw that? That shit is crazy. I couldn't believe it when I seen that. So yeah, Michael Myers, according to Twitter, he's homophobic for killing a gay couple. I didn't know. I guess he's racist too for killing black people. He don't like his own kind for killing white people. I guess we just gonna throw it all together. So Michael Myers is homophobic now. That's wild. So let's go ahead and talk about the hot topic at hand. All right, we're gonna talk about somebody's tripping. Yeah. Let's talk about this whole Jada Pinkett Smith situation. All right. Now, I've made a few videos talking about Jada Pinkett Smith because with her Red Table Talk, she always has, she talks about a lot of different things, right? But we know last year that she came out and said that she was in an entanglement with August Alsina. If you haven't seen any of the videos that I made, you can go back and look at them. But we're going to talk about what she said today. All right, so let me pull this one up. It's wild. So what it says is, first of all, hit that like button if you tuned in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We need as many subscribers as possible. So thank you everybody for joining in. Shout out to Trio 301 for all the support. Yeah, and if you're up in here, just drop a comment. Make sure that you drop a comment for sure. Trying this whole live stream thing. So yeah, let me make sure that I post something. Give me a second. But yeah. So your girl, man, your girl Jada Pinkett is doing the most. All right. So the headline reads, Jada Pinkett Smith reveals that the expectation that hampered her sex life with Will Smith for years. So Jada Pinkett Smith says she and Will Smith never had an issue in the bedroom after. Hold on, let me see. Okay, now this is the headline that I found. Jada Pinkett Smith says it's hard to maintain sex life with Will Smith. All right, Jada Pinkett Smith said it is hard to maintain a sex life with Will Smith. Now this is the thing, man. We all know that. Well, we do know that they mess around on each other, right? Obviously, we don't know anything about Will per se. There have been rumors, but obviously we know about the whole August Alsina thing, right? So we've been hearing about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith being swingers, all kind of different things, right? But the thing is, the most important part is that they have a marriage. And the whole reason that they were embarrassed last year is because if you're going to step out on the marriage, you need to step out with someone who you can trust, right? Or somebody that has something to lose. Like, I don't even think it was an issue with people finding out that Jada Pinkett Smith cheated. It's the fact that she took advantage of a young man, August Alsina. He, psychologically he was messed up, and he's the same age as her son. That's her son's friend. I don't know if he's the same age, but that's her son's friend. And August Alsina was living with them, and she practically was a predator. And the whole thing is he came out and said all of that shit and made Will and Jada embarrassed. Now, this is my thing with the whole, if you're gonna step out, because people do it. You know what I'm saying? People are going to cheat in marriages. Not everybody does, but a lot of people do. But my thing is, if you're going to step out, make sure that it's somebody that won't embarrass us. You need to make sure that you cheat or you creep around with someone who wouldn't air you out like that. And the only way that your significant other or the public can find out is if they go searching for it, right? That's called having sexual discipline. And what Jada Pinkett keeps showing us is that she doesn't really give a fuck about this marriage no more at this particular point. Like, it feels like she wants to embarrass Will. Will Smith must have really pissed Jada Pinkett Smith off. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Why she feels the need to air him out like this. You talking about your sex life. Let me tell y'all something, man. If it's a marriage and we are in the best interest of each other, we need to make sure that we represent each other correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a relationship and you step out, like you're in a relationship or marriage, right? You're a representation of not only you, but your significant other. So if you are, if a guy is out, purposely flirting around, like, I hate to bring it up, but I heard about DJ Envy with his somebody he was cheating with, you know what I'm saying? If you're showing up, taking, this other person out that you're cheating with, and, people see y'all out in public, and, people see you groping on women or you dancing on men and all that other stuff, and they know that you got a husband or know that you got a wife, you're embarrassing your significant other. And you shouldn't do that when it comes to a marriage. Now, for her to bring up talking about she hasn't had a good sex life with Will Smith, it's like, why is that the public's business? Why is it the public's business? We don't need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a bad sex life with Will and, you got complaints about him and things like that, why do we need to know that? Y'all better off not embarrassing each other, because you can see, honestly, let's keep it a buck, man. If it wasn't for Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith would have just been another actress in the 90s. Name me a Jada Pinkett Smith movie that was Oscar worthy, that got a Golden Globe worthy, that was like really big outside of, now she's done great movies, classics, you know what I'm saying? But on a large scale, she's never been in no blockbuster movie. She's not really, she's a star, but by her own right. But I don't think she, until she got with him, what was she really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wouldn't have got with her, I don't think that she would even be talked about at this particular point. You know what I'm saying? So he really did her a favor as far as like career-wise goes. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like you can't be embarrassing your husband like this, man. At the end of the day, if my wife pissed me off, I don't think, I mean, maybe after we would get a divorce, you know, if we split up and get a divorce and then I want to talk about it, that's that, right? But even then, I think it's still sticking to a code. But you don't embarrass your significant other like that, man. What do you gain from it? And yeah, you're right. She was in the Matrix, but that was a smart. Okay, name me another one besides the Matrix. People don't even remember her really from being in the Matrix like that, but that's the only one, which was a blockbuster. So I stand corrected on that one. But you know, for her to talk about their sex life, it's hard to maintain sex life with Will Smith. It's like, you know, that's fucked up, and it is a double standard. We live in double standards, right? A double standard world, to where she can say all this shit, but what if it was on the opposite end of the spectrum? What if it was Will Smith messing with a female version of August Alsina? If his daughter Willow was hanging around somebody that was around her age and had psychological problems and was living with them, and then he ended up cheating on Jada with him, you know, in this entanglement, would it be looked at as the same? What if he was the one saying that my sex life hadn't been good with Jada and all this other stuff, embarrassing her? How would he be perceived as a black man actually doing that? Because what she's doing is just digging, and making this man like embarrassed. This is wild. It's insane. And my thing is, if it's that bad, just leave. Just leave. You know, I don't know. People are questioning, is it staged? Is it staged? I don't know. But it's just like, it got to be some type of motive to where she's doing it. It got to be some type of reason. It's insanity to actually do that, to say all this. So I think in the headline, I said, is Jada Pinkett Smith for the streets? I feel like she's for the streets. Everybody know that she had a situation with Tupac. That's who she really, really did love. She even had Willow, her daughter, that she had with Will, writing letters to Tupac. What kind of shit is that? Will Smith has been disrespected. You know, now I don't know exactly what's been going on in their marriage per se, but I know as far as the public goes, she's been shitting on Will Smith, and Will would have been canceled. You know, I don't truly believe in cancel culture, but yeah, you're right. I get what you're saying. Will would have been canceled. You know, he would have been called a predator. He would have been called a freak, a sicko, or, you know, like, but definitely a predator, right? So it is a double standard, you know, and I get double standards and different things like that. But when does it end, Jada? You know, like if you haven't been this happy in your marriage and situations and everything like that, obviously you were getting dick on the side. But what the fuck is going on now? Like, why do you feel the need to actually embarrass Will? Because that's exactly what she's doing. And I'm saying this because I mean, I genuinely like Will and Jada. I like the movies that Jada has been in, and I love the movies that Will has been in. And you haven't really heard about them being in any mess with anybody and different things like that. So now all of a sudden this is all coming up. So it's kind of hard to look at it like this, you know what I'm saying? But the headline reads, is she for the streets? Do you feel like Jada Pinkett Smith is for the streets? Because this is what, you know, women from the streets do at the end of the day. But yeah, I do agree that he definitely would have been canceled for sure. But yeah, man, it's really embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing. And like I said, I don't know what she expects to actually gain from this. And my thing is, I want to talk to the ladies. It's like, how do y'all feel about this? Do you defend this type of behavior? Like, if your husband, like I said, you're a representation. Like, I'm a representation of a lot of things, right? My family, my friends, my organizations that I'm a part of. You know, one thing is, it's like, perfect example. Back when I was in grade school, right? My grandmother was the principal of an elementary school on the other side of town. but everybody knew who Dr. Parker's grandson was. So when I was in school, and if I cut up in things, I'm a representation of her at the end of the day. And I had, like, if you're part of your family, especially if you come from a nice family, nice upbringing, they're looking at you like, okay, that's Dr. Parker's son. That's Mr. Williams' son. You know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Williams' daughter, just whatever. So you're a representation of them. If I go and rob a bank or, cuss at a teacher or just do whatever, spray graffiti on something, you ever notice that like when the news wants to really embarrass you and things like that, like it could be a situation like former JSU student Jared Haynes did blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, I'm bringing that up and say you're a representation of people. So if you're a representation of someone, why would you want to put them in a situation where you would embarrass them? And I think that it's even more effective as far as like husbands and wives go. Because like I said, I'm all for, if you need to go out and fuck somebody, you're going to cheat, do what you do. Just be careful with it. You know what I'm saying? For one, you should be honest with your significant other. You should, you know what I'm saying? But if you are going to creep around, make sure it's somebody who wouldn't air you out or fuck up your household or fuck up the business. Because marriage is a business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, marriage is a business. Relationships is heading there, but marriage, you got estates in it. You know what I'm saying? You got money, you got children, you got finances. Legacy is supposed to be built off of that. So you're fucking up the representation of your bag at the end of the day. But my thing is, if you're that unhappy, you should go ahead and get up out of there at the end of the day. It's been 22 years y'all been together, I think. Or no, it may have been longer than that. It's been 20 plus years, but she's embarrassing this man at the end of the day. And I just pray that my wife wouldn't do that to me. I don't want to be in a Will and Jada situation at all, man. At all. So yeah. Jada Pinkett Smith for the streets at this particular point. You know, she's already been in an entanglement with August and all this other stuff. So yeah. But what y'all think? Trio, what you think, man? What you think about Jada in this particular situation? Because, you know, I don't even know what to say, what else to say about it at this particular point. But for those who are tuned in, let us know in the comment section what you think. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Is everybody following me on social media? Make sure that you are doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you are doing that. Let me see. Shout out to you for hitting the like button. But yeah, man. Accountability. I think that what happens often these days is that women don't get held for accountability nearly as much as men do. She been for the streets. Yeah, exactly. She has been. But it's a double standard. Women aren't held to the same standards and everything like men. But it's sad to see this go down with somebody of a caliber of Will Smith. He's not only one of hip hop icons, but he's a movie icon at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Thumbs down, Jada Pinkett Smith, for that, man. You got to represent your husband right. And if not, just go ahead and leave him alone. Because I think that, from the public aspect of it, he's been doing a good job. But yeah, this is bad. But man, I just want to hop on live to talk about this real quick, man. For those who are gonna see this live, make sure that you hit the comment section, hit the like button or dislike button. It's all good. This is J Red from Red's View. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Red's View. Follow me on social media at JAYR3D. This is J Red, and I'm signing out.